Good. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. We got the squad in the building. Stephon the Dot.
What's good with it?
Mr. Two Letters. If you knew better, you do better. Say who better?
What up?
Nobody, bro. He's figuring out how all those controls work. How y'all feeling, man? What's going on with y'all in the building, man? We got a lot to get to today. Today was a tough day for the offense, but the Chicago Bears defense dominated. And I think I like to start on the positive side of things a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to go all negative Nelly out here. So we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about, are we concerned about the injuries to the offensive line? Have to talk about that. Teven Jenkins going down. Nate Davis seems to still be nowhere to be found. All that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel to talk Chicago sports. How Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. Boys, first off, how we feeling?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Just, back in the studio finally.
Yeah, it feels good to be back. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm glad to be back in here. We got the lighting situation a little more worked out. Probably still need a couple more lights in here. We got a few more aperture lights we might have to add into it. But I think that we're looking pretty good in the studio. AD's back there looking pretty well lit. He's a good estimation.
Look at that. I look like a Tyler Perry movie. Look at me, look at me, look at me.
You look like Viola Davis when she be sweating and crying at the same time.
And about to cry with the lip.
I've been standing here with you, Troy.
No lime snot just coming down.
Little snot coming down,
right,
bro. If he starts sneezing right now, he could be Viola Davis.
I guarantee.
That's Denzel. I guarantee. I stand by it.
I guarantee it.
Hey, man, we got a lot to get into on this one, man, because today at camp was a very, very interesting day. I want to start off on the positive, not the negative. There is some negative to get to, but there's also a reason for the negative. But I want to start off with the positive. The Bears defense looks like it was well worth the money. That is a good place to be right now. I mean, when they talk about Tremaine Edmonds out there, when you hear Justin Fields talk about how big he is, how tall he is out there on the field, and how much space he takes up, in person, you really see it. I mean, it's very tough to get the ball through the middle. Justin Fields talked about in his post-game presser about, he said, if I threw that ball against every other linebacker in the NFL, that's a completed pass. But with Tremaine Edmonds, it's not a completed pass. So that's a good place to be right now with Tremaine Edmonds being your new middle linebacker. I feel confident about where this defense is at the DB and at the linebacker position. Noah Sewell also being able to step up, and he laid some hits today, boys. Yep. He laid some hits out there, but he put Travis Homer on his butt a couple of times. Travis Homer must have hit him with the Trayvon Diggs to Dak Prescott at some point, because he hit that man immediately on his back, bro. Jesus, what's happening right here? He hit that man. He put him down. He put him down. I don't know how to keep it going from here.
Man, you can definitely tell that the defense is definitely headed in the right direction.
Talking to Mike. I'll pull the mic to you.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that the defense is definitely headed in the right direction. When you heard Justin talking about it, he said, there's basically been 4 days of camp. The first 3 days, the offense pretty much had them on lock. But then today is, like you said, the defense was well worth the wait. There was good money spent. He talked about Tremaine Edmonds, and listen, at the end of the day, it's like I said before. Pretty much everybody's in year 2. The defense is practically brand new because you basically added a bunch of pieces, but having Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards in that locker room, you're talking about a Bills team that a couple years ago came off the AFC Championship game. TJ Edwards in the Super Bowl. Sewell and Sanborn are going to be able to learn from those guys and soak up any information that they need to. So that linebacking core is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Once it gets down to it. I will say, Justin also did say that, that they're implementing a lot of new stuff as well.
Oh yeah.
Which is another reason why they struggle. But Getty did say that there are small mistakes. So I mean, you're gonna get those things cleaned up. He did talk about the energy, which is kind of something that I wanted to touch on because Justin seems like he's trying to take more control of the offense, more control of the huddle, which is what again Ryan Post wanted to see him do, and everybody's trying to point to him and let him know like, hey, you're the leader, this is your team,
Yeah.
you're QB1, so now you got to take us there.
No, 100%. And I think that's the thing for me that does get me excited when I see kind of how this Bears team can start to develop defensively, right? We're seeing the DB room be able to come out and be effective and seeing the depth that DB room actually has. We're actually seeing, pressure up the middle, and the Bears are very big on pressure up the middle. I mean, they continue to add that pressure in the middle, and it did cause some havoc today. Now, granted, you have to look at that the offense isn't scheming for the defense. The defense isn't scheming for the offense. They're kind of just going out there and making and running their scripts right now. But realistically speaking to me, man, like when I look at where this defense is already at, and of course the defense is always going to be ahead of the offense, you start to see where, okay, how are we going to fill some of the holes if there isn't a dominant edge rusher coming in? Okay, we got that center line pressure that's going to cause havoc up the middle for the quarterback. That's going to make things good for the Bears defense during the season, but also the fact that, like we talked about with Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards in the middle, there's not going to be a ton of space for guys to be able to fit things in the middle. So now you got to go over the top. Now we're getting into Jaquan Brisker. We're getting into Eddie Jackson territory. And I'll tell you what, these DBs out here has done a really good job. Terrell Smith, Tyreek Stevenson had a couple of plays today as well, where they're getting a hand in there. They're not just, intercepting the ball. They're popping the ball up to make it an easier interception. Defense comes in, takes it away. They're running down the other side. And I tell you what, man, the one thing you mentioned, the energy, and that's a good place to break it down. By the way, shout out to Tanner for the super chat that he dropped up in here. Appreciate Tanner for the love, man. Say, AD, it's good to see you, bro.
Thanks.
Here's the one thing.
Shout out to you, Tanner.
Here's the one thing that to me stands out. And I asked Jason McKee about this, and it was about the energy. The fact that the defense had so much energy today. Like I'm talking about, they came out ready to go, firing up, talking trash. Like it was to a point where their energy was so much that because the offense was struggling and the defense had so much energy, it caused the offense, to me, to kind of go into more of a shell than they might have been in otherwise, right? And as you don't want to see that with the team, with our team, but at the end of the day, the defense is this defense is on our team. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the defense versus the offense. Yes, now the defense is versus the offense, but at the end of the day, the defense is not versus the offense. This is the Chicago Bears going up against whoever it is. By the way, preseason is next Saturday. That's crazy. But it starts this Thursday. But preseason is next Saturday. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Man. But, like for me, it's the fact that you've got the defense coming in, not only getting takeaways, not only getting stops, but also being able to go out there and get and have that energy on the sideline from all of that. Those things are going to affect teams moving forward. It just is.
Yeah, and it's like you always say, cream rises to the top. Iron sharpens iron, and listen, you got the offense has no choice to get better. Justin has no choice to get better, but because when you look into it, you're looking at across from you over the top, but you got two of the top 5 linebackers from last season. But basically in terms of tackles and all of that,
yeah,
you're staring both of them in the face. So it's like legit. It's like Justin said, like I mean, yes, like it's on him to bring that energy. He wants to be that leader. But you saw him kind of talking to him like, yo, DJ is kind of this way. He's gonna let his play do the talking. He kind of brought up the play last season with PJ Walker DJ Moore, where DJ Moore thinks he catches the game winner, and then he takes his helmet off. He's talking at the end. He's talking about how aggressive Claypool is.
Yeah.
And then he's also talking about Mooney, and everybody. So he wants those guys, to be able to bring that energy. I think at the end of the day, this is going to be able to make them better. They're going to have walls. I expect that to happen, but I mean, like, listen, if this equates to Chase Claypool, bringing that dog out, Darnell Mooney having a 1,000-yard season, and Justin eclipsing those goals that he has for this year,
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in a good position coming into the season. Here's the thing. You have to evaluate it based on that last year was so bad. We're going to be in a better position no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's nowhere to go but up.
Last year was so god awful. There's no chance that we aren't going to be in a better position coming into the season. It just isn't, right? But now, right, like days like today, and we can get into a little bit of the offense as well, because days like today where you hear Justin Field, or you see Justin Field struggle, right? And you see the offense kind of sputtering out. You see how they talked about the energy being low. They weren't able to really go in there and give it everything that they had, right? Like, to me, when I first saw it, I was very irritated by it. I was like, Justin looks slow. It looks like these guys don't know what they're doing. The offensive line looks horrible. What's going on? Why are we this far behind? But then we hear Luke Getsy in the post-game presser, and I think that this is the most important part of it, where he talks about, one, we're not scheming anything. We're just going out there running plays, and today was a day for them to call out literally the play from the sideline, and you just got to know what the play is. And two, they're getting deeper into the playbook. That's the one thing that, to me, is the most important thing to see, because now, okay, they're getting deeper into the playbook. We're giving them more stuff. This is all brand new stuff that they were going over today. So it makes more sense why they're struggling. It's just irritating that they're struggling while they're in pads. You know what I mean? Like, that's usually the time when you see Muggs play better or do better, whatever it is. But I think the key thing right now is that my takeaway after hearing that from Luke Getsy is, we can get deeper into the playbook.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so the simple things that we were doing last season, we're good with? Oh, all the things that we thought were struggles last year because we were just doing the base things, we got those underway. Now we're getting deeper into the playbook. Now we're adding more on to the offense's shoulders. I'm excited to hear that. And yeah, it's training camp, and I know football's right around the corner. There's 3 weeks of preseason that we're going to see. We're going to see these guys get a ton of work in at a bunch of stuff, right? And the fact that we're diving deeper into the playbook, and Justin Fields is being able to go out there and regurgitate play. He even talked about it, right? That's what surprised me about today when he said, because before that, I didn't really know what the struggles were from. And he said, I had to go out there and call the play out. And it's like, you're just now getting these plays. You're just now figuring out what these calls are. Darnell Mooney said the same thing, knowing where to line up, knowing where to get to, knowing how to. Yeah, I mean, and so it's literally like, this looked bad, but it's not just like you guys are playing bad. It's like, there's a reason why this looked bad, because you're implementing new things. And so I know a lot of people are going to be on their YouTube channels or on their blogs tomorrow or all of that, right, with an off day. And they're just going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe that Justin Fields looked this bad and he looked slow and blah, blah, blah. And it's not even shooting him an excuse, because he did look bad. And there was 2 picks that he made today that were just god awful. Like, he threw one to Kyler Gordon, he threw one to Jaquan Brisker, and it was just like, you can't put the ball there. But outside of that, most of practice offensively looked horrible. And knowing why it looked horrible makes me feel a lot better.
Oh, no,
I don't know why. Maybe that's me as a Bears fan and me copping out, but it made me feel a lot better.
I get what you're saying. I mean, that they've already discussed it. They've implemented something new. Yeah, I was definitely gonna touch on that. Darnell Mooney was saying, throughout the 2-minute drill, they got these. I believe the exact phrase used was "call it out" plays.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's literally like, I'm not looking to. I'm not gonna look to the coaches like Justin's supposed to know. and he went right there. He went right down there, and I think you said he got him a field goal.
Yeah. Well, once they went to 2-minute drill, everybody got a lot more confident in what they were doing, right? Like when they went to when it was early on, it was bad. Like I'm not gonna lie, the whole practice was bad. It looked bad. It didn't feel good. And then all of a sudden they got to the 2-minute drill and they were just boom, let's go, knock down, let's go down the field. So that part was better.
And that that lets me know that everybody's getting comfortable. I think the main word that I've come out of this, and I feel like everybody has said a lot. Execution, throughout this whole thing has been pretty up to par up until this point for the offense. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm actually glad the defense had a day. Yeah, I'm actually glad the defense had a day because at the end of the day, there was questions about pressure. There was questions about where's this gonna come from? Where's this gonna come from? How are they gonna use Sanborn? Where's TJ gonna be and all this other stuff? I'm actually glad the defense had a day because that shows we may not have this in pressure up the middle pressure that you guys are asking for right now, but we think we're pretty okay right now.
Yeah.
In a good spot. So hopefully right now the offense just gets everything together, and hopefully Teven and Nate Davis can be able to show up and be healthy, with preseason popping up.
Yeah, let's jump into that, man. By the way, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. We do appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love as always. Man, we're getting back into this 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. We're a little bit later today because had to run and get the kid because I was up there and everybody was just like, just go get her. She right there. I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just be late for my own show. But I guess it's good that it's my own show. I mean, it works out in that way. That's all good. You know what I mean? So we're a little bit late today. We'll normally be live at 6. That's the day that we're trying to stay the time that we're trying to stay consistent with. If we're not live at 6, we'll give you guys an update on when we will be live because Monday through Friday, we will be live doing the show. Let's keep this thing moving along, man. Let's keep this thing moving along. Offensive line is an interesting spot right now because in the 2 days in pads, we've seen today we see Teven Jenkins go out. Yesterday, everybody's looking around like, where the heck is Nate Davis? We haven't seen Nate Davis really at all. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to lie, I'm concerned. Like maybe it's an overreaction. Maybe I'm too early on in the process. There's nothing to worry about. But guys, remember, he missed OTAs. Remember, he missed, right, like valuable time that he could have been working with these guys. And then he came back for mandatory, right? And now he's missing training camp. I'm concerned. Say what you want about it. Say it's overreacting. Say whatever you want. But you're now at a point where one of your main pieces on your starting offensive line hasn't been there for most of what you want to see these guys do. And now you're missing that valuable time where you can start to build those relationships. Of course, he's going to come in and he's going to know how to do his job. He knows how to be a right guard in the NFL. He's done that. We know that, right? I'm not worried about him having to go out there and be a right guard, but I am concerned when it comes to, okay, is this guy going to be able to be a right guard next to a rookie? And I said this earlier, who he doesn't know how this guy's going to play. You got to go out there and work with this guy to know how this guy's going to play. I'm concerned where this offensive line is going to be at by the end of training camp because now we're in week 2 and we really haven't seen this starting 5 come together. And on the flip side of that, Braxton Jones, I'm sorry, he does not look good right now. He just doesn't. He just doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I'm right with you, man. I brought it up a couple days ago. I'm like, listen, what you don't want is a Cincinnati situation from last year. They literally played none of their offensive line in the preseason, and I think the thing that stands out more in this situation than the Cincinnati situation is the fact that it's like you said, the rookie is right there. So now it's okay. He's not here. I don't know what this guy's gonna look like, and it's basically like, okay, what are we gonna do? Because essentially, to me, it seems like at that point I don't have any help. So it's like you need him there.
Yeah.
For these days, and like we said, that the end goal the end goal really is to protect Justin from those QB hits and let him have the time so he can hit the mismatches that a Chase Claypool is gonna have or Darnell Mooney is gonna have, or DJ Moore is gonna have, and him not being there after he just got paid. I mean, listen, I'm right with you. I'm worried because it's a bad look.
Yeah, and it's not even about it being a bad look for me. I mean, it is what it is look-wise. But for me, it's the biggest question mark is what is the look as far as
what it's going to look like.
What it's going to look like during the season. That's the
Yeah.
look I'm worried about. Because at the end of the day, here's the thing, right? Am I concerned about Navy Davis? Yeah, I am. Am I concerned about Teven Jenkins? Yeah, I am. But the one thing that I do know about those two is, even though Nate Davis concerns me more injury-wise now because we haven't seen him out there, but the one thing I know 100% is going to happen is that Nate Davis knows how to play right guard.
Yeah.
Teven Jenkins knows how to play left guard. He seems like he said it's coming to him a lot quicker. He knows how to play guard at least. And on the left side, he's kind of gotten his footwork down with that. I don't know if Braxton Jones has taken this step that we expect him to take at left tackle. Because the things that I'm seeing are the same things that we talked about seeing from him last season. He's getting killed on the bull rush. He doesn't have his hands in the right position. He's not out there getting his hands up quick enough. Is he setting an edge yet? And the one thing I will give him credit on, he recovers well, right? So as the bull rush has come to him a couple of times, he's been able to, right? He gets pushed back, but he's been able to get his base back in there, which, at that point, kind of a good defensive end is going to just go, okay, now you recovered. Now I'm going to spin off or do whatever. But I am seeing that more. But what I'm seeing out of Braxton Jones, he talked in the press conference too, and we were in there, and he basically said, I know my hands are too wide. I have to get my hands right. I have to make sure that I'm in the right stance. I know what's wrong with the issue, but we're not seeing him be able to correct that to this point. And these are the same things that we talked about last year. This is something he worked on all off season. This is something he worked with Olin Kreutz on. This is something that we've heard about him working on continuously, and we're not seeing him take that next step, get better. And I think that that's the part where I'm like, listen, my guy, right? Like, I thought maybe it was just because y'all weren't in pads yet. I thought maybe it was just, like, I can't be AD with just the overwhelming love no matter what. You know what I mean? I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, man, if they from the crib, it don't even matter, bro. Don't even matter. They from Chicago, bro. Greatness. Hall of Famer automatically.
Hall of Famer automatically is insane.
You know what I'm saying? Don't let me get into anybody like D Rose, boy. The Hall of Fame, bro.
Well, he'll probably make it. D Rose will probably make it.
What you mean, man? What you mean? From the crib. Y'all already know how that conversation go. Be in a barbershop. It don't even have to be a Chicago team playing. It could be like, hey, you trying to find somebody anywhere from Chicagoland. Oh, he from Lake Zurich?
He from Lake Zurich. All right.
Oh, he from.
Okay.
Bro.
Now he Jack Sanborn.
Wait, bro went to Joliet High School. Oh, okay, yeah, we going for the Eagles.
Now he Jack Sanborn in us right now. You know what I mean? Now it's just anybody from the Shine.
Anybody from the Shine.
He thought we underpaid Cole Komet.
Hey,
Didn't give him enough money. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because freshman sophomore year he was hanging with the
freshman sophomore year is crazy.
He was going to class.
Yeah, I mean, freshman sophomore year is crazy.
Not really turning into work. I'm gonna get to it when I get to it. Junior year, senior year, he was like, "Oh man, it's time to get the GPA up."
Yeah.
So
that's trouble. That makes no sense.
Cool. I heard he went to South Suburban and then did 2 years. And then
that man got a master's at tight end U. That's all I know.
Finally.
But finally, right? But no, I look at I'm concerned at where this offensive line is with the injuries as well. With the injuries to Teven Jenkins. Teven Jenkins going down is an issue. But you're not seeing this offensive line as the unit that it is. And to me, right? Like I don't want to see Alex Leatherwood in there. Like that's a problem, right? Like I don't want to see. We know what there's certain guys we know what they are. We know what Larry Borum is. We know what Alex Leatherwood is. We know what I mean, like we're not sitting here confused about what these guys are going to do. Leatherwood, I guess people still are holding out hope on. I haven't seen anything crazy. The only saving grace right now is that while you've missed out on who am I thinking of? Why am I blanking on? Is that while you've missed out on Nate Davis being out there, right? You've had Lucas Patrick being able to step in.
Right.
And that is something that you can hang your hat on. That is something that you can feel good about when you look at this team, that you have a backup who can go out and
who's capable.
But I mean, who can be dominant.
Yeah. You got that at a couple of positions though. I'm gonna ask you this though, because you just brought up the point that we know who some of these guys are. Is it fair to say that he is the Braxton Jones is the weakest link on the offensive line?
Yes.
Right now.
Darnell Wright is better than him right now. Darnell Wright is better than him right now.
That's big. That's big.
And you can see it. Now, granted, Braxton Jones was a 5th round pick. Mm-hmm. Darnell Wright was a 10th overall pick in the draft. I expect Darnell Wright to be better than him in some aspect. But when I see Braxton, to me, Darnell Wright is the better player at right tackle than he is at left tackle, and Braxton's at a more important position. And that's why I thought you really had to address that at some point in the draft, that we never saw them do it. Now, granted, right, you'd have had to trade back in, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you're missing out on some of these guys on the defensive line. And I even get the mentality of sticking with Braxton. The mentality of sticking with Braxton to me is that spot was serviceable. So I'm going to spend draft capital elsewhere next year, and we'll address that, or this year, and we'll address that next year.
Yeah.
But right now, Darnell Wright looks like, when he said all-pro Darnell Wright, I see it. His recovery, how he fights through, how he pushes guys past the quarterback, I see it. On the other side, like I'm having the same conversations about Braxton Jones, the same concerns that I had leaving last season. And guess what? You're still playing a bunch of defensive ends this year that are going to bull rush you. And they're testing them. The Bears aren't shying away from it at all. They are literally like, hey, go, let them attack, let them get hit, all of that. Boom, attack them. And they're bull rushing every other play. And so to me, I really think that this Bears team is doing a good job of, trying to show what their weaknesses are right now. And I'll tell you what, I see them. I can see them. There's one on that left side that scares the heck out of me coming into this season. And you know what? Here's the scary part. At what point do you say Teven Jenkins was a left tackle? Maybe that's the best answer, back at left tackle, and try to shuffle this thing. You've had stability at the position to this point. But if Teven continues to look like he's looking, I think that day is going to come. Hit the like button if you agree.
Yeah, I don't think I think that at the end of the day, like get to a welcome and shuffle, like the offense will welcome and shuffle, because it's not like he hasn't been there. Our only question with Teven since he came out is health.
Yeah,
it's
he's a guy that went out again today. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So I mean, it's not a question of if he can do it.
And they're not telling us anything with the injuries either, right? Which is the worst part.
Yeah, the Sanborn thing even kind of
all of them, right? Sanborn goes out the other day. DeMarcus Walker goes out the other day. Teven Jenkins the day. Nate Davis is just gone. And the Bears, every NFL team takes the mindset of, hey, I don't have to tell you, so why would I? You know what I mean? Like, and that to me is one of those things where it gets tricky, because then you start to speculate. That's our natural inclination. We're going to speculate on what happened. We're going to try and figure out what's the next move? What should the Bears do? Like, how do the Bears fix this? Can the Bears go out and add something? Right? Like, you go down this whole rabbit hole and then they come back and be like, nah, he just stubbed his toe and had a stomach ache. Be like, dog, like we done had 17 shows on this. And it's one of those things where you're left with no other option but to speculate, because the Bears aren't going to give you that information right now. So as far as we know, Teven, all these guys are okay. And What Flus has basically said, the only thing that he's given us is it's small things. If it was long term, we would tell you. Which I don't buy that either.
Yeah. I
like I heard Lucas Patrick was day to day for 6 months.
Yeah.
Lower body injury.
Hey,
lower body, bro.
Lower body injury. I mean, even the Chase Claypool one, he was on the putt for like 12 hours, bro.
Yeah. No, it made no sense.
On the putt for like 12 hours.
It made no sense, though.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully they get everything straight. Cause let me I want to ask both of y'all this. I want to get AD in on this too. But so excluding today because they had a bad day, and I already told you my thoughts on this. What is you guys' over under on points for the season for the offense?
Points?
Like how many?
Oh, how many points are they gonna average a game?
Yeah, how many points did they be averaging a game? Because I said 25. It should be 25 easy.
Yeah, the line should be set at 25, and I would take the over because of what we saw in the second half of last season.
And the reason why I say 25, Baltimore put up, I think it was either 23 or 24. I'm not gonna lie. I think that the Bears got a better skill group than they do.
I mean, that's not that hard. They only got OBJ.
I mean,
they got OBJ and OBJ.
Like OBJ, Mark Andrews, and Lamar.
Lamar's in the skill group? Wait a minute. Hold on now. Wait a minute.
Yeah, but no, I mean you got Mark Andrews, OBJ, Duvernay and Bateman.
Yeah.
I mean, they put up 23-24. I would say 25 to 27. That they should be in every single game.
I'm with that.
Like the marquee.
AD's taking the over. We know that.
The marquee game on the schedule early for me. I have to see the Chiefs game. Well, I gotta see that.
You know what my telltale always is with Bears teams is this: how do we play the teams we should beat? That's how I judge every season.
Yeah.
Especially with Chicago teams. It's like because sometimes we tend to play down to competition. Are you beating the teams that you're supposed to beat? And how are you beating them? That's where I really look into those games. How are you beating them? Are we scraping by? Or are we like keeping our foot on the gas and really getting them out of here? No hope whatsoever. I need that to be the statement we make. Let the highly competitive games like the Chiefs or somebody of that caliber be a close win. But if we playing
a close win is crazy.
if we playing the Packers, like I need y'all to like smack at them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Give them that like Busta Rhymes in the freestyle. I'm merciless with the whoop. Like legit. I need all of it.
Well, and I think that's the part that's the thing, right? Like there are teams on this schedule that we feel this Bears team
over under on points though.
Same between 25 and 27.
Okay.
I think that's not too much to ask. Because here's the thing, right? And this is the part where Muggs don't look at it, right? When you look at the second half of last season and what the Bears were able to do offensively, Justin Fields, I believe, had the third highest QBR behind fourth highest QBR behind Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, and Jalen Hurts, right? You see a quarterback who's finding ways to help this offense put up points with no help. And you're giving that help. And I asked this question today, actually, because even with the defense dominating today, right, the defense looked really good today in camp. But I asked this question: how many of those times would Justin actually have stayed in there? How many of those times would Justin not have extended a play? How many of those times would Justin have not have just taken the sack. And I don't think that there's as many. And the one part that I want people to remember about Justin Fields is he's a guy that can turn a play that should be a 3-second play into a 6-7 second play, keeping it alive with his legs if somebody does break through the line or if something's not open. Because at a certain point, I'm going to have to make a decision as a DB or as a linebacker to either I rush in and try to get him and I leave somebody open, or I drop back and just let him use his legs to get whatever yardage it is. Neither situation is a win-win situation. I think people think because Justin Fields is trying to be more of a passer and is planning on being more of a passer and wants to be a 4,000-yard passer this season, that
He won't run.
he's not going to run anymore.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't make sense. It's just not true. He's going to utilize his weaponry. He's going to utilize his legs. He's still going to utilize the arm. And the worst thing that he could do was take that away. And so I really wonder how many of those times did they win? Because me and J-Mac, I'm not going to lie to you, we were sitting there, we was going sack. Yeah, I mean, like it got bad. It got bad on the offensive side. But I think that on the flip side of that, how many of those times is Justin Fields going to turn that play from, that would have been an easy sack by Kyler Gordon to I've seen Nick Bosa basically have this man getting ready to be folded up into a pretzel, right, and all of a sudden Justin Fields turns it into a 15-yard run down the sidelines.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting for sure. Like I said, I'm so ready for the season to start. It's crazy. I'm like, I don't know. I'm really expecting things out of this offense, but I really think if nothing else, this is gonna be like I'm gonna shut y'all up season for Justin.
Yeah,
it's about to be crazy.
I mean, I think we would expect it. I'm nervous now though because like I was talking with Kid about yesterday. Greeny gave us the KOD.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, like,
hey, listen, that's like
Greeny hit us with the KOD. That's
like
tough.
Perk. That's like Perk.
That's like Perk picking you to win a championship.
Crazy.
That's tough. We're in a tough situation right now. You know what I mean? He said Justin Fields will be the next NFL superstar. You mark my words. God, dog.
Like,
dang it. Anybody but Greeny.
If not him, who else?
Hey, listen.
Mike Tannenbaum.
Hey, listen. Mike Tannenbaum.
Mike Tannenbaum.
I want to agree with him, but it's like, come on, dog. You know what I mean?
Hey, your picks are very
Hey, bro, it gets wild out here. But no, man, I'm looking at where this Bears team is right now, and I think they're at a good base. And I'll tell you what gave me a little bit of confidence today. When Justin Fields came into the press conference, I thought that he was going to be very, like, we just had a bad practice. We just lost the game. We got to improve. Right?
Mm.
I thought that was where this team was, or where this press conference was going. Justin Fields came in with a look of, what's good, y'all? How y'all feel? It's the best press conference I've ever heard Justin Fields give, all until the question came up. Y'all know the question. All until the question. I'm not going to talk trash because I'm in the meeting rooms with these mugs. You know what I mean? But the question was crazy, dog.
Yeah, no,
the question was crazy.
Can you say what the question was? Because I didn't see.
Oh, you didn't see the post game presser? Oh, bro. So and it's no disrespect. Listen, I like Potash's articles. I use them to make a lot of the contact here. Basically, Potash asked him, how does the offense get better from the defense?
And that's WG in sports, right?
How did he try and quote it?
It was like,
how does the offense get better from the defense being good? Basically, right? Like, how does the offense get better? And Justin basically like gave an answer, and then like Potash, he's like, I don't know if I answered your question. And Potash just kept going back and forth. He was just like, bro, so if the offense is better, but like you're struggling a lot of times with the defense is good, but it's bad. And then sometimes it's wet when it's raining and the sun comes out and it dries out, and you attack the day. And sometimes you attack the day, you attack the night. And when you attack the night, it's you to me. And then Justin basically went to, like, he didn't know how to answer this question. And then basically just went to, I'm going to give you a question that's filled with so many. You know what it was? Justin hit him with me and AD used to work at AT&T. He hit him with when a customer at AT&T is like asking you the dumbest questions in the world, and you just trying to get out of
Like,
that house.
Do my internet come with the Wi-Fi?
And
Do it come with it?
And so you instantly go to I'm going to just start saying all the big words that I know you have no idea what they mean. And so you be like, yeah, the attenuation is a little bit high in this area. And so sometimes we have to dig underground, and it's a swamp mass when you're in that area. And so so basically he just went to like, I'm going to just give you
my forgiggly gland.
Bro, you know what I mean? My forgiggly gland. So basically Justin just went to, I'm going to give you the answer that legit is just football terms, and if you don't get it from that, that's what you get. Right. And then he was like, I hope I answered your question. And then it was just like, and again, it's one of those things where it's not a slander to Potsy, but man, that was a tough question. That was a tough question.
If somebody gives you an answer and says, I don't know if I answered that, that's just your cue to
what
accept that answer and be like, okay. If he would have asked a follow-up, like a different question, cool.
Here's what I respect about him.
Rephrase the first one is wild.
Now, here's what I respect about that, though. He was literally just like, no, you're going to answer this question. Oh. Like, everybody don't get that grace. Like, you got to be a vet in the game to get that grace. Like, he was like, no, I'm going to ask this question in another way that also don't make sense. And I'm going to see if you're going to answer that time. You know what I mean? So it was, I give him credit on that. But man, we was in that mug just like, I think everybody in the room had the same face of like, what? But hey, man, like it was outside of that. I don't even know how I got there. Oh, outside of that, right? Justin Fields came into the press conference today and he was gleeful. He was excited. He was ready to go. And he had this feel. It calmed me down about how bad the offense was, because he had this feeling of like, hey, listen, I know that we messed up today, but it's because we trying brand new stuff. Yeah. And he talked about in the press conference as well. He goes back into the locker room after that bad practice, and they're not sitting there talking about, hey, we got to be better on the X's and O's. We got to be better on this. We got to be better on that. And Justin even said there was a couple plays I overthrew and stuff like that. He was like, we can't be letting them chirp to us like that, and we not saying nothing back. You can't be letting he talked about how they came in with the energy basically dead. And the defense, anything that happened with the defense, I'm talking about Justin Fields throw a pass, somebody catch it, or to a receiver. He throws it to Claypool. It hit Claypool in the hands, the ball hit the ground. The DBs run to the ball, they grab the ball, they take off down the other sideline like they just got an interception, pick six. They pose, all of that. And right, like on the flip side of that, the offense is taking their cues from Justin. Justin is too calm, cool, and collective and has to know when to let the personality out. And so he kind of, throughout the whole thing, everybody's just following how Justin is. It was a cutback block that Chase threw. Talking about lay somebody out. Bow! Offenses. They serious. They focused. They locked in. And you could tell, like all of a sudden, Luke Getsy just got sick of it. He was just like, what the? Yeah, he got into it. Yeah, I mean, he got after it. And then after that, you could tell that Justin Fields realized it was his job, because during the 2-minute drill, they go down, they're driving well, everybody's got good energy, they throw it in, boom, it's great, right? They get a field goal out of it, they executed everything perfectly that you want to do in the 2-minute drill. And then the second team comes down, kind of gets in the same situation, and Travis Homer puts a move on Kyler Gordon. I'm talking about, he hit him with the little and Kyler was over there. And Justin Fields the first one. Ooh, boy, he got you. Like, so it's just an understanding, right? Like, I need that. Okay, I need times where I'm like cool, calm, and collective. And there are times where I need to be, let's go.
They try. Yeah, he has to institute that level of like the swagger with the team.
Yeah,
like it's not being cocky by any means, or it's not being show offy.
But he's just so focused.
Yeah,
and you can tell. Like it's nothing. Like I'm talking about, he misses a play, he's back. Boom, let's go. All right, here's the next play. Let's do it. But there's no like with Justin. When he's even keel, he's Kawhi.
I can see that.
But you can tell it's time and place, because even when with the game last year, when the first game where they played in the We played in that
with
torrential
the 49ers,
rain.
with the rain.
Yeah. And then they got the highlight clip of everybody like sliding into the end zone. Like, so he'll pick and choose the moments, but definitely, like you said, the moment we'll know everything is clicking is when we start getting a lot more of those moments.
Yeah.
When you start to see like, okay, cool, we're making these moments happen so that we can bond as an offense and say like, okay, cool, we got our foot on their neck.
Yeah.
And we're going to celebrate doing that.
And I think
Steve Ho said it's going to be Justin and Clay. I ain't going to lie to you. Chase Claypool was getting mad. He was heated. He was like, hey, like when he did that cutback block, you could tell there was a little bit of yeah. I mean, like he was getting mad. So like it took Cole Kmet and Darnell Mooney. They was like, it's okay. They play with it. They're on our team. They're on our team. Hey, he was hitting. No, but the way that they defended me is disrespectful. It's like, wait a minute, they're on our team. It's okay.
I think the biggest thing is, I think he's gonna have to learn that. I don't know if you got a chance to watch the QB.
I haven't, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. So here's my issue. I don't even have Netflix no more, bro. Remember, like that? There was like a year and a half when stuff just stopped coming out on Netflix. That was good.
Bro, $15.99 is crazy.
Bro, and that's why I stopped. That's why I didn't get it. That's why I didn't. I can't shake with the right. I can't shake with the left. It felt weird.
$15.99 is crazy. But the one thing I will say though, in watching it, you can tell how Pat Mahomes operates because he has those moments. I think they showed the clip. He's with Max Crosby.
Oh, I did see that.
Max was heads on him. He's like, no, I'm here. I'm here now. We straight everything like that.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you though. It's so funny because of his voice.
The Kermit the Frog. Hey, that's the only thing I thought about when that happened was the Kermit thing.
That's what that's from.
Yeah.
It's so funny because of his voice. Even when you hear it in real time, because I did see that clip. Yeah. Even when you hear it in real time, it's the funniest thing in the world because it's like, you woke up the wrong mother. You woke up the wrong one, man. Don't play with me. It's like, oh, come on, dog. Yeah. I'm here. I'm here.
And then Andy got to kind of calm him down. But
I'm here.
I'm here.
Hey, the voice is crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's great. Imagine this, right? We're gonna hear this voice for the rest of our lives because he's literally probably he's going to end up probably being the greatest quarterback we've ever seen.
Probably.
Like he's probably going to end up being the greatest quarterback we've ever seen. And we're going to hear, I'm here for the rest of our lives, bro. That's going to be crazy.
I think, but the biggest thing that I learned in that, and we're talking about him controlling the offense. Yeah, Pat has these times where like, he's going dumb. He's frustrated with the offense.
Yeah.
You know, he says that yo, we should have executed, but we'll be fine because it's a week to week thing. We'll be okay. But then he also has those things where he's going back and forth with the Buffalo Bills. Then he gets into the AFC Championship game with the Bengals. They're down, and he's like, hey, like I know we're losing.
I'm here.
It's cool. I'm here. We're only down 3.
Yeah.
Let's go get 7. We're fine. Like, so I mean, I think that those are the things that he's definitely got to learn to control. But I mean, it just comes with the territory. I mean, he's everybody has acknowledged he's building himself up.
Yeah.
So it's just something that it's going to have to be a wait and see game. But he's definitely going to be able to get there.
Now, I have heard this. This is the one thing that I've heard about quarterback, and I do want to watch it because of this reason. Everybody says I'm going to like Kirk Cousins by the end of it.
You will.
Everyone says you're going to like Kirk Cousins by the end of it.
I'm going to
and you're going to respect what. But here's the thing I've always said. Most of the league is Kirk. Dak is Black Kirk.
How long have I been saying that?
Yeah, I mean, most of the league is
this long. I've been saying that since I got here. They're the same.
Most of the league is Kirk, bro. They just like Dak better.
Yeah. I mean,
it's tough being a white quarterback in the NFL, apparently, bro.
You will like Kirk. You will like Kirk.
Yeah.
At the end of it, you're going to like Kirk. Because Kirk is, I think what it is like, with them having an in-depth look, he's chill. Like he's super chill. He don't care about it. But like, soon as Saturday, Sunday roll around, like he know he got to get to work.
Yeah.
Bro don't even be caring about his fits.
Well, I mean,
So I
mean,
like yeah, you gonna like him by it. You gonna like him by the end.
That's what everybody keeps telling me. They say you're going to like him by the end of the show. So I got to watch it, man. I got to watch it. Hey, man, we're going to keep you guys updated here over on the Windy City Breeze from training camp. Make sure to stay tuned with us for all the content that we're going to have coming you guys' way. We'll have video drops coming your way. We're going to have the live, of course, Monday through Friday. So stay tuned with us for that. Tell your friends that we're live Monday through Friday.
Tell your mamas to tell your mamas.
Tell your mamas to tell your mamas. We back, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, as always, man, for Stefan Don and Mr. Two Letters AD. If you knew better, you do better. Say, who better? Nobody, bro. I am Pat, the designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.
Peace.